if I'm not doing something on a daily or weekly basis, I tend to forget. It's one of the reasons why I don't play a lot of sandbox computer games. I just don't have the time to put into them regularly. So things like this game, I make it a... I will, if I can avoid it... Oh, yes, vaguely I do remember that map. But yes, for things like Farming Simulator, I've had a lot of fun playing other maps in the past, but I do not have the time to play regularly. So I make sure this game, this map, I'm playing regularly every week, so I don't forget. Wasn't it? Oh, yes it was. I pressed the wrong button. Curtain right front, curtain right back, curtain left front. Yes, open curtain. Where's open curtain? No. Oh, whatever. Let's do that. There we go. That button worked. Yay. Now, load. Start loading. Shift R. Oh, manner was... You could restore the buildings? The times I looked at Marwell, you either had the choice of starting from scratch... no, new farmer mode, which gave you all the buildings, or start from scratch, or farm manager, where you didn't get the buildings. And eventually I think he allowed you to add some of them back, but you couldn't completely restore the farm or something like that, which is a little bit annoying from my point of view. Cavalier Roy, who did this map, he put farmyards, he populated all of the farmyards, but people complained about it, so he took the farmyards off. And basically you had to, you could start new player and you got a farmyard, populated farmyard, or you could play start from scratch or farm manager, and all of the farmyards were clear, and you would have to 26. I guess that's all of them. Okay. Yeah, you could. What am I saying? Yeah, you could populate the farm as you want to. Oh, now, one of the changes in Farm Sim 25 I've just become aware of, if you've got things strapped down in the back of your truck, they won't sell. So you have to actually get out, run over people, and do the thing. Yeah, unstrap everything in order for it to sell. Which, as the person who discovered that pointed out, that's kind of nice, because if you've got lots of different things in the back of your truck and they can all sell at the first place you visit, then you can just unstrap the things. So long as they're stacked right, you can unstrap the things you want to sell and not the things that you don't want to sell. Which is interesting, I guess. Okay, this will give us a little bit of money. Actually, this will give us a little bit more money than it usually does because it's best price. You can hear the little chick, chick, chick of the selling. It's 36 and 42, 40, 45, 46, 46. I'm not sure there's much of a difference between what we were getting the last few times we sold. But yeah, ooh. Yeah, we've got, and so yes, so I kind of got into a groove back in 2018, 2019, where I was able to play and stream in the evenings. But I quickly discovered that it wasn't a good plan to play 3 different maps, because I could never keep track of which map I was doing what on. Saturday was generally easier because I spent I spend a lot of time with this this stream. Usually I'm streaming 3.5 hours when I play this map. That's a lot of time to, you know, get things into your memory. However, lots of people running around. When I was playing things, you know, Old Stream Farms, Zalonka, stuff like that, I'd play maybe an hour, hour and a half, one evening a week, and I'd come in the next week and it's like, I just don't remember what I was doing, especially not when I played 2 or 3 other maps. So I tended to mix things up, and you know, I'll do Euro Truck Sim, I'll do American Truck Sim, I'll do World of Warships, and I'll do a map that's not my Saturday stream type of thing. But right now I don't have time to stream nightly. If I do stream in the evening, I'll stream something like Railroader and play for about an hour and a half. It's not really a game that involves a lot of thought towards what you're planning to do. I put Railroader out there as a it's a puzzle game. You know, how do I do a thing and actually, yeah, how do I achieve what I want to do here the most efficient way? But I don't, you know, it's not, it's fair, as a game it is fairly limited, linear, so it's not something that you know, you have to plan like Farm Sim. Farm Sim, you tend to have to plan it a little bit more. Still not seeing that one. No, I am. So that, you know, that's my feelings. Were I to be streaming nightly, then potentially yes, I would add one other farm for a short series, just to give me something, a break from what I'm doing. Exactly, and you know, this time of year we've got 3 days. Or I stream on a Saturday, so I've got my Saturday stream, but I've got Thanksgiving and Friday, I've got Christmas Day and a day at Christmas, and I've got New Year's Day and a day at New Year's. So we're going to get 9 streams over those 3 weeks. I could stream something else, but I'm not in the habit of it. But that's basically what, why the games I'm playing when I'm not playing this. Oh, are we out of... That's sad. We're out of flour. Well, I guess we'll take 35,000 litres. It's good enough. I was hoping to get a little bit more. So yeah, my games are either linear games or truck sim, where get in a truck, drive a trip, deliver the stuff, and I can do the same thing over and over again. It takes half an hour to do that, and it's not something I have to remember from one session to the next. World of Warships, not something you have to remember one session to the next. But something like Farming Simulator, or even something like Subnautica. I have never completed Subnautica. I got to the volcano at the bottom of the sea, and my PC at that time could not render anything. I was, it was like playing 2 seconds per frame or worse. And at that point I gave up. I watched other people's YouTubes and saw what happens at the end, but I never completed that game. But I can't get back into it because it's the sort of game where you have to build on what you've been doing. And if you forget what you've been doing, you've forgotten where you put your base, and you've forgotten where you did, what you found and what you haven't found. It makes the game difficult to play. Difficult to get back into. So you spend more of your time trying to figure out what you were doing last time than you do enjoying yourself. So same with Civilization or any of the games of that ilk. I'm just not going to play them at the moment, so I'm not buying them because it involves knowing what you did last time, and it's too long ago. City Skylines is another one. I enjoyed playing City Skylines, but it's not a game I can sit down and play daily for an hour a day to build on what I've been doing as time goes. And done. Okay. I think we'll head over to the sugar factory. I might... I'm getting... The sugar factory is going to be a long drive, unfortunately. Because I'm not going to be able to get into... Or it's going to be difficult to drive up the farm track shortcut. But anyway, we shall. I will keep an eye out on the maps. It may be that some new maps for Farm Sim 25 come out in the next few weeks, where I look at it and say, I have inspiration. I am going to play this map, or there might not be. I think one of my favourite maps on Farming Simulator is Old Stream Farm, and the thing about Old Stream Farm is it's redeveloped every time there's a new Farming Simulator game. And as such, it's a new there's familiarities, but there's a new experience. I first played it in Farm Sim 17. And in Farm Sim 19, it was like, okay, the old dealership closed, and he's now just a repair shop and gas station. There's a brand new, aluminum or steel structure just outside the town where the new dealership is set up. The BGA has closed, and there's a brand new big BGA just outside the town. So it's like, yes, Farm Sim 17's Old Stream Farm was very sort of rural, stuck in history. You know, there was very few brand new things around the map, and in 19 it was like the village was still, or the town was still holding on to the oldie worldy style of stuff, but modern conveniences were encroaching on the map. And so it was nice to see the sort of the encroachment of new technology or new features. And I like that about that map, and I think Farm Sim 19 version, no, I talked about some 22 version, introduced some more freshness to the map. Plus they made the roads wider so you didn't get stuck quite so often. But it's not a static map. It's not the same map produced every single time. It's slowly, I need to check the map, the next one. I like that about Black Sheep. He doesn't, he's not just sitting around, you know, it's the same map every time. He's you know, expanding, and I like that. This is where we want to be. Surprised Longhauler hasn't said anything bad about my driving so far. And some other modders are like that. I know Cavalier Roy took this map, Maypole, and I think he's got 2 others, and he's put those up. He put them all together, and he said the problem with Farm Sim 22 is you're limited to something like 256 plots of land, which meant he had to combo up a lot of the fields, because why won't you fill that double? Okay. So yeah, if we look at this map itself, it's like each of these is an individual plot of land. But in order to put 4 maps together and make an 4x map, you would have to combine those 4 fields and the yard into one plot of land in order to have all the bits of land covered. For some reason, we're not getting a full fill on this. Oh, somewhat we are. But I might look for something else to play. So how are we up to? So we've got room for about 6,000 more. And it's not going to let me put 2 in that block at the front, which is a shame. But that's good enough. Let's close the side curtain. And jump back in the cab. I've also found I'm playing more in cab when I'm playing Farm Sim 25 than I have in the past. Anyway, so yeah, ordinarily I would turn right there and head across the farm tracks, but there's snow. That looks like about a foot of snow. We're not going to get the truck through that. And it's not too bad. I mean, this is a comfortable way to travel compared to a tractor and cart. So I'm not too fussed about doing it this way. And picking up from the sugar mill proves that we have the ability to carry mixed loads in the back here. Well, the brakes don't work. Okay then. We shall... How are we doing now? Coming up on 10 o'clock. Yes, that was something I was talking about yesterday, is part of the problem with playing games like this is your depth perception is absolutely toast. And so judging the distance from in-cab, the big thing is when you're using a front loader. If I'm using a front loader in cab and trying to pick up a pallet, I can, judging how far you are into it or anything like that is very difficult to do. And I put it down to, well, in real life you lean. You adjust the position of your head very slightly, but that's sufficient to give you a 3D image of the world just by the relative movement of things that are close and things that are far away. You can judge how close you are to a thing because you're looking at the pallet forks and the pallet. And but that said, driving a truck on the road, I cannot drive third-person trucks in at all. I just end up, once I'm going, I need a bigger engine in this truck. I'll be, the truck will just be doing this at 70 miles an hour down the highway, and I'm overcompensating every time. And you just set up a weave, and the truck gets very unstable. If I'm in the cab, I'm better able to judge how much steering adjustment I need to make to stay where I want to go. So playing truck sim, I play in cab. Playing on this map, there are... I wasn't going to be able to stop, so there was no point trying. There are so many points on the map where trees overhang the farm traps or the road that if I am driving back here, I can't see the truck, I can't see the tractor, I can't see where I'm going. I end up, my vision's occluded by trees, so sometimes it's actually easier being in cab to do this sort of driving. I didn't go to the store. I could have dropped the sugar off at the store and then take the yeast to exports. But, that's the thing. But I can't do field work in cab because the problem is, I think with a lot of farmers, is they'll sit that way so they can see where they're going and then they can tip their head back to make sure that they're still on track with their implements. Maybe if I had a VR set or eye tracking, it would alleviate that issue. But it's a failing of this type of game. You don't have 3D vision, but you can move the camera around so you can emulate 3D vision. It's not easy doing 3D vision in the cab like this, but it is much easier doing 3D vision in a cab like this, or out of cab. So when I'm doing front loader work, I'm still generally out of cab. this, I think this should put us up to 380 maybe. That's a good amount of money. And on this playthrough, I'm not going with the, if some, you know, you have to sell your productions once a month. Yeah, 36,000 litres of transport capacity. I'm looking at this as a, you can, we didn't make 380, 367. We can sell when we want to. My general goal here is productions are producing so much stuff. I don't want to get behind. So yes, I could save up all the flour and sell it in January, but that's going to be 20 trips in one day. So rather than doing that, I will sell a couple of here, there, and just to keep things manageable. Now, once we get milk and eggs, I will be able to start shipping things over to the bakery and making bread. So that will become a thing. And then we've won. As soon as I've produced a loaf of bread, we've won. Yes. Although that said, get yourself a drone. Except it's dark, so you can't see. That, of course, is one of the fun things about an Oxygen David map, for example, is there tends to be no lights at night. So his maps are pitch dark. Which definitely encourages you to not do farming at 10 o'clock at night, even if it is summer.